What? So apparently there's this thing called the sun now. Don't know what that is. Do you know what that is? What? Oh, pepperoni, please. No, Mum, I know, right? I know. I wasn't expecting to see it today. Okay, I just wasn't. Right? Were you expecting it? No, I didn't think so. Okay, thank you for calling today. I love you. Why is it so hot? That's better, but it's still not good. That's better. I don't really know what it is. It's just like this big ball that really hurts. Where is it? Well, there's more. What is it? Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe a back garden light, I suppose. Alright, easycore. That's a funny word, isn't it? You take pop punk, hardcore, mix them together, and boom, you have screamy pop. There's plenty of bands that have dominated the genre, think. Chunk No Captain Chunk, Abandoned by Bears, Settle Your Scores, A Day to Remember, though their last album, easycore, more like easy money. I mention this because, at least to me, modern pop punk has really strayed towards the more heavy side, and it's not to everyone's liking, for sure, but personally, I'm always up for something heavy.
It was worth it! It was worth it! It was worth it.
The poppiest of pop punk still exists, it's just I notice the heavier bands more since there's such an influx of pop rock and pop punk bands out there. Again, not a bad thing, just purely observational. Another element of this purely observational point is that a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are European. But the nice parts, not like Britain, or no, that's it. I've discussed this topic a few times on my page now, mentioning anything from Why Everyone Left in Italy to Bad Knee in France, but that's just scratching the conceptual musical surface, as it were. Just this past month, we've had numerous inclusions into the European pop punk scene, one that I'll get to later, and one that I will discuss with you now. Having been in the making for just under 3 years, French pop punkers slash easycorers, easycorers? Is that even a word? French pop punkers slash heavy musical boys Back Garden Light released their debut self-titled album on February 26th. And I just gotta say, while a 13-track debut is very impressive, very ambitious, and a lot of the songs in there are pop punk bangers, frankly, there are a few dead spots amidst all of that. Sometimes an album can just be too long. Take, for instance, A Day to Remember's new album, You're Welcome, which had 14 songs. What? A general consensus of that album was that if they'd cut out maybe 4, even 5 of the tracks from there, it would have felt more tonally and generally concise. Bigger is not always better, lads, is something I have heard. Regardless, mild gripe aside, this debut is arguably a cornerstone example of modern pop punk and its perfect blend with hardcore, hence easycorers. Easycore. Yeah, still can't say that one. 13 songs may be considered bloated to some, but I don't mind that. It's just the band showing off their sound in numerous different ways, and I like that. With singles stretching back to 2018, they likely had a lot of songs in the first place, and some of them, frankly, slap. The album introduces its blend of pop punk and hardcore with its introductory song Breach, which over the past few weeks has really grown on me. Breached my soul, if you will. No. The chugging guitars begin masked by this static overtone, but quickly develop into a very deep and very catchy riff, with a just as infectious chorus to go with it. There's also a very impressive performance from vocalist Max Desgarnier, naturally. Jesus, no one's gonna get that one. He presents a very varied range of tones, hitting some very high notes in the chorus. These general music tropes carry on throughout the record's singles, 3 of which come straight after Breach, placing the singles early. Good job, lads. I like the enthusiasm. We get The Right Side, followed by Hitting the Road, and then Such a Shame, each of which put their own spin on what we've already heard in Breach. The Right Side puts more oomph, The Right Side puts more oomph into the chorus, but really pushing those gritty guitars alongside it. We also get our first instance of screaming, but we'll get to that later. I don't want to get too heavy too early.
It was worth it.
Hitting the Road and Such a Shame are arguably their most expressive singles, releasing back in early 2021 as opposed to 2018, and you can really tell that they've harnessed their sound by now. Hitting the Road had a way of just getting its chorus inside my head for literal weeks, and the variation of sound within the bridge is also very entertaining. Such a Shame, however, is a standout amongst the rest, having one of the catchiest riffs I've ever heard. Starting off with what sounds like a DJ having a hell of a time, this song transforms into this memorable, catchy, infectious... I need more words for infectious. It just had a really good hook, alright? It's really catchy. On top of that, it has one of the single greatest breakdowns I have ever witnessed. The steady increase of the guitar's pitch just has an effect on me. The final single and the closing track is Jumping Fences, and it starts a tad slower than all the others. But even this song brings in the gritty guitar riffs that we're so familiarized with now. I do want to commend the guitarist of the band, whoever you are. I'm so sorry, I spent ages looking for your names, but I genuinely couldn't find anything about you. But I just want you guys to know that I love you. Oh, sorry, they're too intimate. Sorry. I think I'm in love with you. Mix a bit of spoken word lyricism into the song and you've got a perfect final crescendo of a song to end on. There are some other notable songs that I'd like to talk about before I summarize the whole thing, because these 2 songs are particularly interesting. The song prior to Jumping Fences, Coma, is a sensational acoustic track and one I wasn't really expecting in an album like this. I understand that at least one acoustic track is sort of a staple of pop punk, easycore, and even hardcore now that I think about it, but I just wasn't expecting such quality from an acoustic track. It's melancholic, it's heartfelt, and I'm always a sucker for an acoustic track. But what was interesting was where it was positioned on the album. See, the first half of the album is very much the pop punk side, with songs like Breach, Hitting the Road, A Story of Someone, and The Right Side being the most prominent. Right Side. I get that now. But once you pass the middle ground, the second half becomes a more hardcore album, or even metalcore album, to be honest. Songs like Offensive Part 2, Never Felt Before, and Live and Learn really embrace the screams and the even grittier guitars. Coma is in the midst of this hardcore section, and I'm not really sure why. Perhaps it's the idea that the stigma, if you will, that the acoustic track always has to come near the end of the album, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, it was still a standout track amidst all the heavy stuff. But again, I'm always up for something heavy. Okay, maybe not that heavy. Finally, is the already mentioned middle song titled Miss the Boat. Okay, I have so many questions about this song. Mainly, what? It's not bad or anything, I just wasn't expecting it after, well, that. It has this bit where it just randomly sounds like it's underwater, and the first time I heard it, I thought I'd broken my speaker. But no, it's just in there. It's really jarring. Like, who else is going to expect that? Maybe it's a musical metaphor for someone quite literally missing the boat and falling in the water. I don't know, but it's there. And with all this, I still like it. I don't know why or how, but I do. So, well done, guys. And this is only half the album I've discussed, so I can understand why people may find it a bit too long or a bit bloated, but it's still very good overall. So because I can't discuss everything in these videos and I want to keep them as concise as possible, I give you my new section that I would like to call basically all of Breach. It slaps. A good all-rounder, I'd suggest it to anyone who wants to know more about their sound. It has this riff that gets stuck in your head, and the fade out is also very nice. He also describes someone as the tastiest, which I just find inherently funny. Just listen to it, man. Just do it. It's so good. They say killing me a lot in the bridge, so I've been thinking about that a lot. So that's cool. That breakdown, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Literal goosebumps. And other things that I cannot mention. I mean, it's there. First big scream, and they sound very French. Très bien. What? It's a loud one, this. Turns out it gets louder. The ending is very solemn, unlike the last 9 minutes of the album. Beautiful track, very unexpected, but I'm so glad that it's there. A great ending to the album. Every song has its own USPs, some more powerful and more effective than others, but that doesn't take away just how ambitious this debut is. Backgarden Light have crafted themselves something to be proud of, an album that blends their two genres in a way that we haven't seen in a while. I have spent many, oh my god, so many hours listening to this album, and hopefully after seeing this, you guys will too. As Max Des Skincare describes, Backgarden Light is more than just a music band. And he's absolutely right. It is more than just a music band. It is also a French band. And isn't that what matters? No.